That's the question. Are you morning or evening? That's the larger question. But the secondary question is come from the heart or don't come at all. Now that we're on the sixth day after the Venus alignment star from yesterday on the 15th, this sixth day, I want to talk to you about the fact that imagine again, we're 1300 years ago and we don't see Venus. So since January, at a new moon, that little beautiful sliver of a new moon that shows up on the second, third day after the new moon, which is where we are, we would see Venus as the evening star cuddling with the moon. So these beautiful symbols of receptivity and femininity and yin energy, of the ability to be connected to not only our bloodline, but erotically connected to our lovers. And then we look up and damn, she's gone. So here's this sky god mating energy, the underworld, the darkness in our society, because we're so visually adolescent and superficial, we end up, and that's a negative of the Leo energy, we end up wondering, well, what's the depths? Where are the true depths of our souls and our spirits? How are they going to be accentuated? And today, numerologically, 8th month, 16th day, that reduces to a 7, and then an 8, it's a 23-5, which is the number of the King of Wands. And the Venus star is a 5 pentagram. So today is a very strong day of recouping our losses from past pain in love, because that 16 represents in numerology either the misuse of the love energy or the manipulation of it, the vanity of it, and so you're coming back trying to balance those things out. Now, if you don't want to get into that aspect, just understand today is an excellent day to really look at the ways in which we may not tell ourselves the truth about our most intimate and connecting relationships. And the Venus star, due to goddess of love coming as a male, and then at the end of the retrograde cycle being the actual goddess of war. So we do work on the transgendered aspect, the ability to rise above the genitalia, that as determining how we operate regarding our gender roles. Now, obviously, transgender people who actually go through the process, whether that's from an emotional process of being in, saying, I look in the mirror and I don't see the gender that is represented by my physicality, or actually going through the operation. That's not the important point, what happens physically. It is how one feels about one's gender that makes all the difference. And since there are no oppositions on the Venus star, on the pentagram, then there's not a binary male-female energy. We're a combination of them both. And today is an excellent day for reviewing 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 12 years ago, 16 years ago. Now, the highlights are most often going to be 8 years past. 1999, 2007, 1983, 1991, 1975. You can look at those summers and see, what regrets do you have? Did you come from an excessively yang place where your pride was stronger than love? Or an authentic yang place where you were saying one thing but doing another? Or did you come from an excessive yin space where you didn't speak up, where you were acted on, or you were so wounded or so withdrawn? Because remember, Scorpio feeds Leo in a creative helping hand situation on the Venus star. So the wounds of Scorpio need to be illuminated in the Leo star, but not illuminated from the bottom genitalia or the revenge side of Scorpio, but elevating that energy into the heart chakra, specifically the anahatta, the unwounded, the unstruck part of your heart, so you can get on with the business of joyful living, celebrating life, instead of walking through life as one of the walking, somnambulistic, or sleepwalking wounded.